which was their support Hylissang once he roamed. So why commit so much time to getting a strong bot lane if you can just pick utility AD carry, free up Hylissang as a resource, let him roam together with his jungler Horo, and most importantly, at the start of the split, it was Kalista Sivir, tier 1 AD carries. If either you ban both or neither and you trade them, I think that's the approach Unicorns should have taken this game.
Look how slow Fnatic are on their final ban because of the fact that Zia was taken off the table. They will, however, once again, remove Victor.
Thank you very much. Janna and Lulu is not banned. Yes, it will open up for Fnatic to run like a Sivir, Lulu, Olaf composition. Potentially something we have seen, or we have seen their components for it. Unicorn should still be able to get Elise and Shen though, if Sivir gets first pick, which is what we expected.
5 mid laners are banned. That means there's a lot of champions out of that champion pool. Yes, they didn't have a shared champion pool, but a lot of these picks were kind of outdated. So we'll have to see if it's even worth for the Unicorns of left to counter pick mid or secure just one of the better picks that are left. Wonder how Febin's going to react as well. Perhaps he will go back to his Jace. Something we've seen, fallen out of favor, but could definitely be played here by Fnatic.
And if Unicorns are so afraid of this Lulu coming in for that potential Lulu Olaf comp with Sivir, you have to take it here now with the Elise, in my opinion, on the side of Unicorns a lot, because it was so key for them in the early game to have a stronger jungler. Unless, of course, they want to say, hey, we don't think you're going to take the Elise because you want Olaf. I don't think Fnatic is looking at it that way. So, would expect the Elise again for Horo. It was the only thing really working early on. Could just do exactly the same as the Shen though. Shen or Lulu, honestly, for the other pick.
Shen is obviously a flex pick. Jungler,
it's coming though.
It's the stronger one on Horo here, the Elise. Fnatic are likely to pick up the Lulu, but they can also just wait. Say, okay, reveal where that Shen is going, and then we can still see what we build with our composition.
Janna was the key pick that you didn't have to ban. Taking out Ahri, then, even though we haven't seen Febin use it, obviously in this series you only see him play Azir, they decide to go full in on the mid lane bans. If they are that afraid of an Olaf Lulu composition, then there could have still been a third ban from them. Anyhow, Unicorns get good picks in the first rotation that work for them, but still it's going to be about snowballing top and then transition that into either mid or bot lane. I would like to see into mid lane.
So I don't talk about hovers too much, but Fnatic just hovered 3 AP mid champions with decent amount of wave clear. In the Ziggs, in the Cassiopeia, earlier on the Xerath, that might indicate that Huni is still looking
Take the Lulu and go Olaf.
AD carry, or AD based champion in the top lane. Could even be a flex Olaf. Could even be later on a Riven coming out again. However, they lock Lulu, which is a flex in 2 positions because support has been locked in.
I just want to see Olaf top lane with this. Into the Shen, strong lane. You have the fantastic speed up. Huni gets fed. I think Unicorns shouldn't have banned the Ahri, should have kept it on the Lulu. But anyhow.
And of course, even if that Cassio had got locked in, that is also a flex for Fnatic. We've seen Huni running at top at MSI a long time ago.
Rumored to tilt people.
Rumored, of course. But for Fnatic, they've got the ingredients of yet another Stampede composition.
Don't go Lucian again.
Now let's find out what Unicorns of Love.
What other options does Vardax have? Varus is banned away as a flex pick. If he goes Corki here, you need a physical mid laner, otherwise you have way too much magic damage. And let's look at the physical mid laners Power Wheel have played. Oh, Varus, banned away. So by Fnatic banning these 3 champions, could go Tristana for Vardax.
Tristana, for me, is a better Lucian. If you want a champion that 1v1s people very well, that has a gap closer, that can at least take towers down and doesn't get wrecked because it has such a low range, just take Tristana.
Unicorns of Love have lost 2 games in a row with a very similar type of team composition. Their last pick has been very slow scaling Poke. Will they try it one more time?
Give me a Syndra then at least.
And risk getting knocked to the 3rd place decided. Remember, if Unicorns lose this game, they face H2K for a spot at Worlds for championship points on that record. We'll find out with one more pick. We're hoping for something stronger in lane. Fnatic though, Olaf is what we're expecting, plus
something.
I mean, you can go Rek'Sai jungle with it if you want the Olaf top lane and then put Lulu in the mid for the safe lane now that it's a blind pick.
Might still be Lulu, in the mid lane anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Rumble top, Olaf jungle. A lot of possibilities here for Fnatic. They're running 1 tank, 1 jungle that they will make a tank with the Wild Growth. They have a safe pushing mid laner that will go relatively even, which has been the recipe for success so far. Their bot lane will go relatively even. And then we have Huni, who will just make smarter teleports than Vizichachi.
And that's the thing now, if Power Wheel wants to run a more aggressive lane again, we're looking at Syndra as one of the options. At level 6, that's annoying because Lulu can ult yourself and shield herself and prevent getting one-shotted. So I think it's very smart for Fnatic to take Lulu as the blind pick. And then we see somewhat the same in saying, we don't want to risk a 2v2 top against an Elise. We're not going to win. So we're going to take a farmer top laner in the Rumble. And okay.
Kill. The aggressive champion hasn't been played yet in playoffs. In the mid lane, but looking back, Unicorns of Love have yet to make a counter pick work. First games, or every game so far, Sivir first pick, counter pick on bot lane was open, didn't happen. Went neutral at best, Reckless got ahead of his opponent Vardex, eventually brought On the Hunt to the team. Counter pick in the mid lane for Power Wheel twice, hasn't worked, has yet to work. Kill, will it finally be the option?
Well, here again is what you're doing is you're basically building a composition. If you had a star AD carry, if Imp was your AD carry right here, and you build and you build this kind of combi deft, you can deft Imp, bang, whatever. Forgiven, man, put him in there. Put Forgiven in.
On Lucian?
On the Lucian. Having so much protection for it could make it work. It's not gonna be the ideal setup, but it could make it work. The problem is, again, your carry right here is the guy who normally is just a safe laner. And now there's so many things built to protect him.
The problem is, play Lucian into this lineup for Fnatic. They don't even have to land their skill shot. They can just aim their abilities in your general direction, and it is very likely that they will hit. You have the Rumble, you know, with the Equalizer, with the Flame Spitter, Olaf's Axe, anywhere. We'll probably pluck on that Lucian. His E-dash no longer resets slow, so he'll be slow. He's just gonna melt immediately.
You don't even have to rely 100% on those skill shots. Just send your Olaf in. There's nothing that's going to stop him once he throws down that ultimate for potentially the final time in the semi-finals in Europe. Fnatic once more take to the Rift to drop Unicorns of Love out of the finals in Stockholm. Fnatic with a win here will guarantee either a first or second seed at the World Championships. That's what they're playing for.
It does seem that the Unicorns are tired of doing a passive level 1. I like it. I think you need to do something risky, so they're going for a 5-man invade. Really strong invade with Braum. Just all you need to do is proc Winter's Bite on somebody. Even if they flash, they're slowed. You can chase after, a couple of flash autos, stun. First blood. Let's hope it works out for them.
Yeah, look for Chachi to sneak up near the wall and just dash over. Reckless needs to, as soon as he spots them, place a ward and just run away, because Chachi might even sneak in behind him here. So Reckless
Vardex,
really in trouble. Come on, you can sneak in behind him here.
And they're going.
There we go.
CC, Chachi, flash
flash.
Winter's Bite is connected. Reckless, he's gonna flash into Chachi. There's the stun. This could be first blood for Unicorn. Heal, 200 HP. Yellow Star, he goes for the hit, but now Yellow Star's in a little bit of trouble. Will the cooldowns come back up? Fnatic, get out!
But he had to start headbutt now on Yellow Star. But it's the one still.
Could have started pulverized too.
Could honestly, yeah, just knocked him up here. Was probably afraid of a potential flash coming in, even though Power People had already used it. But smart little level 1 from Unicorns of Love, trying to surprise Fnatic. And still, let's look at this Kale pick, because Power People is going to build Runeglaive again, despite some of the changes coming to it. So he's going to go for Runeglaive. I assume what he's going to do is try and really power farm his own Raptors and Wolf Camp and say, Horo, my friend, you're going to gank. That's how you're going to get your gold. You're going to work for it. I'm going to take away your camp to try and power farm to late game.
How do I win a series 1v5? Become Froggen. Farm those Raptors, farm those Wolves, get a CS record, carry your team. Alright, Raptors, or Krugs being done by UL at the aggressive side. They took control of the bottom side of the map, thanks splitting that up. In that sense, actually, Headbutt pays off because it places the Grump closer to the lane, allowing you to get there quicker. So genius read from Yellow Star. He knew he was going to swap. Fantastic gameplay.
And this mid lane is actually interesting because neither Featherfin or Power Evil have played these respective champions in Summer. It's the first time we've seen Kayle in Summer as well. We did see it in North America when Devourer was a bit more prevalent earlier in the split.
Super quick double jungle too with Olaf and Rumble together. They can tear through that jungle incredibly quickly.
And of course on the top side, super standard European swap. Huni is looking to catch the wave once it hits the tower, take it down with the rest of his team and get all the gold, and then bounce the wave back on the side of Fnatic. And Unicorns of Love needs to do the same with this Shen on the bottom side.
And lane swaps kind of neutralize the junglers in that aspect. The more aggressive jungler can't really find an opening necessarily because there's such a mirrored play going on both sides of the map, and that kind of neutralizes this Elise early and allows Reignover to farm up this Olaf to a comfortable point where he can just charge in and annihilate people later on.
Obviously the lane swaps are very fast when we take down these towers early and we swap back. Sometimes to standard lane, sometimes we keep the swap going, but we just have their top laners on Obviously, one in the bottom lane, one in the top lane. Pushing in, you try and go for the second tower, then a potential TP. That's why how fast you can take down this tower can matter. Just 5-10 seconds can be enough for Fnatic to set up a dive later on the bottom side. We need to follow how fast they can take down the towers, though.
It looks like Fnatic's going to get that tower first, Officio, and this is the first lane swap we've seen all series. You can actually see the goal differences on average at 10 minutes in standard lanes and lane swaps. That is a very big difference between Fnatic and the Unicorns of Love. We'll see if that trend holds through in 6 minutes' time. Reignover wants to get the first kill. Did not connect with that first undertow, I believe, and that means Power Evil got away.
That was a ghost used by Reignover, however, so he actually blew a summoner on that gang. Power Evil didn't really care too much. Still comfortably farming that mid lane. Now I have to watch Horo. Where is he going to find his opening?
Oh, Unicorns of Love decided not to bounce the wave down here. First of all, they shared the tower gold.
Are they actually
And now they're pushing the wave down to Rector so he can catch the wave. You now have 2 lanes where waves are slow pushing down towards Fnatic. So you have to decide and say, where do you want to go and shove it back into the tower? And it's going to be very predictable.
The only point where that is worth it, if you can dive mid lane, because you keep one guy locked up on top, one guy locked up on bottom, and you can maybe make a 4v3 playing down in the mid lane, but you can't dive a Lulu that easily, not with the support of an Alistar. So this is very, very big mistake here from the Unicorns.
What can happen now is that Unicorns say, okay, let's shove in this wave up top here. We need that wave to reset at the tier 1 tower, so there's a lane for Chachi to farm, because he's on his Shen, he needs farm to be effective. He needs to hit level 6 fairly early. Huni needs to know this is going to happen, so he backs away. If anyone shows from Unicorns on the bottom side, if Chachi TP's down to catch the wave, look for Huni to follow him and just 4-man dive him.
Yeah, but Huni can't follow if he dies.
Oh, he should not be walking in here.
Taunt, Winter's Bite, stun, flash away. Huni's going to give up a kill.
Huni!
As the Fisher throws away his pen, you guys can't see this. He literally just threw his pen in the air. He's like, I'm done.
You have 4 guys on top side. You know that's the only place they can be. Why are you walking into your own jungle?
He's just confirming his suspicions. Are they here trying to kill me? Yes, they are.
Guaranteeing the tower. It's next level play. I bait you to kill me and I give my team their second tower of the game. No?
Even though we're trading towers. Yeah, okay. Big mistake, though, from Huni. Honestly, the second time this series, he is not respecting a numbers disadvantage at his part of the map. Earlier in Game 2, he was overextending when Fnatic was going for a 4-man play on the bot lane. This time they're doing pretty much a mirrored play. 3-man on the bot lane. Could have punished that play from Unicorns of Love pretty hard, but they find a pick. And that's honestly what they were looking for.
Yeah, and very key for them. So we trade towers. That's going to boost up, obviously, the Kayle up in the top lane. Reckless once again bouncing the way back. So this Kayle in the top lane, so in the mid lane. What Power Evil is also going to look to do is, with this Skirmisher Saber, he's going to be a split pushing threat. So you have the Shen in one lane, you have the Kayle in the other lane, who is fantastic in the one-on-ones. Once you get a few levels, you can go for Nash's Tooth, second item. And then Fnatic is going to be split up. They shine together as a group, where you can speed up the Olaf, you can get the engages. 1-3-1 setup for Unicorns might not be a bad idea.
A fair amount of AoE on the side of Fnatic, so that single target intervention may be less valuable if everybody is grouped together. We do see 2 towers bound both top and bottom. You are with the small gold lead.
So the wave was bounced backwards, so Reckless can comfortably farm on his own. This freed up Yellowstar, and he's just lurking in the top lane behind Huni. He's waiting for a potential return pick from the Unicorns, trying to punish that. They're not really biting, so now they're moving out together. She obviously sees this coming. Reignover is coming too, so this is a 3 against 2. Teleport extra available from any mid laner of the sorts. Unicorn survive. Fnatic expending more members for the same play, for the same benefit. So this should open up 1 extra guy, and that should be Hillsang right here. Get some deep vision, but Fevin's kind of blocking him in regard.
Doesn't really care too much about the Lulu. So we'll get a few deep wards in, also timed well with Vardex pushing up lane. Man, Fibman, can you be more annoying?
Well, gonna get an extra charge out of that side stone. And Hillsang picked up. Fnatic have not backed away from their numbers up top, but at least push the wave into the tower. Try reset that lane a little. May even be able to get their hands on this red buff. Horror realizes it's at a numbers disadvantage.
PoE could be there quicker though, if they choose to fight.
3 guys though on the side of Fnatic on for the top here. So it's both teams to kind of swap the map around. Vardex had to shove out the bot lane, so it's good for him that Hillsang could provide deep vision, make sure he could safely do it. And Fnatic doing exactly the same, just Huni on that side. So Reckless will get a small CS lead because he had extra minions coming down. Rest is even on the map.
Unicorns going to try to get themselves back into lane shortly. They stole away the red buff. Because of course they knew the numbers were up top for Fnatic, so the trade of that second spawn. We're getting closer to 10 minutes. It's Unicorns with a marginal lead over Fnatic.
Not punishing Reckless at all, though. They have the Stand United to potentially back him up and follow Huni to that bot lane. But Reckless is getting free reign on this wave, even 2 against 1, so Unicorn's not really pressuring at all with his Brown Evolution aggressive combination.
Lane swap going to limit some of their options. We do see that Power of Evil has already completed the Devourer on his mid lane. I'd like to track the stacks on that and see how efficiently he can farm it out, because he's obviously going to have slightly less jungle camps.
Right. Good little adaptation for him. We called out the Rune Blade before, of course, Devour on him. So just looking again to power farm up on it and become this auto-attacking monster basically on the Kayle. Rune Blade wouldn't have been that effective when it comes to applying proper consistent damage. So quite like that from Power of Evil, but still it's extremely it's slow scaling for him once he has to sit here, shove off his own wave and try and go in and take jungle camps over and over.
Reckless, he's in trouble. Does have flash, does have heal on the hunt thrown down. The only cooldown actually decides to even consider to re-engage. Oro's got caught out. It's going to drop down onto Yellowstar. Stand United now begins to channel. There's no Glacial Fissure for Hylissang because he's only level 4. Boomerang catches onto Horo. Horo has to turn back below 100 HP. He gets burned down by Huni. Here comes Power of Evil. Rainover's in trouble. He's getting Righteous Fury down. There's a fight on 2 fronts. Defensive flash from Hylissang. They've ended up trading a 1-for-1, both junglers.
Yet again, we see the Shen ultimate, as we both are so eager to talk about this play. Should come down before Horo repels upwards. The second time, Vizichachi is late on that Stand United. If you can just come up with Channel, then land down, you just have so much more room to play. That would mean Horo with higher HP could join that fight. He got completely zoned out by the Equalizer. Yeah, 1-for-1.
Let's see the fight again. Jumping in the jungle. As we mentioned, both top laners going to jump with globals. Horo going down early on. Very key for Unicorn if they manage to get the kill over on Power of Evil's side with beautiful ult from Looney. Nowhere to go for Horo. And then Power of Evil gets in and takes 1 kill for himself, which is what really Unicorns are looking for. Just power farm up this Kayle with the Devour. And see what he can do in the late game.
A lot of pressure again on Power of Evil. His Ezreal got fed in the previous match, punishing Fnatic's engages. Fnatic have a very similar team composition. A little bit more safety in that Lulu. Let's see if they can make it count. The first dragon of the game started at 11 minutes. Fnatic are around, but they may not be able to contest.
Even more important, Power Evil was sitting on 2 stacks of the Devour, 2 large monsters killed. Dragon counts for 5, so he's at 7 right now. So that ramps up. Dragon a lot more important once you have a Devourer on your team. And he's just looking to get that fully stacked up.
Devourer wasn't something that the European LCS really picked up. We saw it a bunch in NA and very, very few times in EU. We'll really expand on that as it continues to grow. Rainover.
Forced ulti, that's big for team fights.
And more deep vision from UOL. I think we have to praise the vision that UOL have been putting down. Even in their heavy losses, they're still getting wards in Fnatic's jungle. Unfortunately not making use of it the greatest. UOL going to look their 3rd tower and, oh no, it survives. Fnatic able to get in range and clear those minions.
And Reckless on the top lane, he's pushing out on his own. It's his very Fnatic-esque type of style, but they just have to make sure they don't really lose too much in these other lanes. Obviously, Vardex will have a hard time farming in the bot lane because he's matched up by people actually playing against him. Reckless is playing against the world.
Yeah, and talking about the farm, Vardex is down 30 CS. That's the total value that both Huni and Chachi have been able to pick up. This lane swap and the movements and the back and forth has hurt both of these top laners. So Chachi's not tanky on the Shen yet at all.
That's what happens when both teams are swapping the dual lanes against the top lanes and keep shoving down the waves that force them off the towers. Early on, Huni also with his own death in there in his own jungle. So yeah, top lanes are going to be shut down, but this hurts the Shen more.
Yeah.
Because now it's so much harder for Chachi to be like a frontline tank and really have an impact on the rest of the map.
Yeah, on top of that, obviously Rumble is a fantastic low econ top laner that can just work on any amounts of farm, especially in contrast to the Shen. But in addition to that, Fnatic is just a team that plays better around the Fed 80 carry if he's the only guy that's really getting farm compared to Unicorns as well. The Unicorns as well does not strike me as a team that plays around Vardex.
Yet they are grouping around him in the bottom lane. Power of Evil shoving up mid. You can see on the minimap all of the Unicorns of Love setting up. Still no ultimate for Hylissang. It's Unicorns, they're going to engage. It looks like Yellowstar's in a little bit of trouble. He does have Unbreakable Will, and he does put it down. A defensive dash over the wall for Fnatic. Here comes Feathervin. The Glitter Lance is connected. Double kill for Reckless.
Why? Chachi's all alone in his lane.
This is the third time this series. Unicorns go for a play when Teleport or Stand United is available. They initiate and somehow the other team gets there quicker with more members. They're not talking to each other when they're setting up these plays. Very rash, radical, in the moment decision making. Just not working together at all.
But even for the Unicorns of Love, you're not really looking to fight right now. Rumble is extremely strong in the mid game. We have as well this Devour Kale who's looking to farm up and stack up that Devour by getting these big buffs here, by getting dragons. So taking these fights here for Unicorns, they're more looking just for the deep vision and then back out. But Fnatic has enough mobility to just start a fight, and then the communication needs to be there for Unicorns to be like instantly, okay, Shen ulti needs to happen now, not in 5 seconds, right now.
And that speaks to some big shot calling issues. That's why they brought in Horo as well. A more objective, tower-focused, oriented type of play. And you sometimes see it shine through for the Unicorns, but it isn't there yet. They still have that democratic shot-calling system that you usually see where, you know, every member gets an input and eventually we find a play, but there's no one leading voice, and that leads to these very mismatched plays going on different parts of the map. Shen had a free lane to push up open there. It was not the time to fight.
I was just watching the minimap a second ago. Huni was rattling off an essay. The moment Chachi was in front of him.
Probably just holo.
No, his English actually...
He is very good.
All memes aside, his English has actually fantastically improved now.
We heard it in the feature. Standing there talking, very confident. And we also know in team fights, it's funny because when you talk to Fnatic and we hear them on the analyst desk, you know, with the shot calling, we often ask about it because we know it's Yellowstar when it comes to the macro play. But if you hear in replays, in team fights, it's very often Huni taking over completely, just yelling out orders like, go for this target, back away, now this, then screams for Dragon or Baron. And it's kind of Yellowstar trying to hold him back a little bit, be like, calm down, okay, we already won the fight, and then figure out where to go next in a more calm way. It's very fun to hear how hyped up Huni gets. Now it's in my head.
Well, he's got a lot to be hyped about. One game away from another LCS final for this Fnatic team, and a guaranteed World Championship spot. For Fnatic, they've got themselves a lead. Unicorns are grouping, is a minute till Dragon.
Yeah, let's keep tracking these builds here. Power of Evil finishes Nashor's 2, second to Devour, so very attack speed and attack-based line, which is Kale, you know, just swinging away left and right with that beautiful animation as if you're slapping the enemy in the face over and over. What they're looking for. Added CC coming out of Chachi and Horo here, but he's on a government support build, kind of. It's just feed me anything, guys. I'll take it. Magic resistance. The welfare build, we usually call it when you're set back in these lane swaps. Tommy Cinder finish it, working towards potential Sunfire.
Finally seeing those top laners get their hands on a little bit of CS. But we've not seen a tower fall in quite a while. Both top lane and bottom lane have been affected, but Feathervin has been able to hold off Power of Evil despite losing a lot of hit points on that mid-outer turret.
Yeah, you do learn to appreciate the value of a single CS once you play that lane swap at the top lane. You're used to getting 100, 200 CS all the time, but once you find yourself starved, your appreciation for that 25 gold of a creep does go up immensely.
Let's try and look though at how Unicorns are going to play out these team fights, because we know Fnatic has the tool to start the fights with all this mobility here. We know once the next Dragon spawn, they can aim for that one. Unicorns, it's going to be so much about how much damage can Power of Evil deal during his ulti. Because we know Reno is going to smack into that back line here. He's going to have a few seconds, and he's building so much attack speed, so much on-hit damage. Is that going to be enough, though, to stop Reno from just murdering people?
So Power of Evil is looking for some more Devour stacks here as he's finishing off that Dragon solo. Traditionally, though, speaking about Kale as an ultimate, it's really good against burst-heavy teams. Because in that 2-second window that the ultimate lasts, you really want to prevent as much damage as you can. However, Fnatic have a lot of sustained damage over time, so the value of the ulti will be really hard to, you know, maximize in these fights. If anything, you have to stop Equalizer. Huni, though.
Hillsong flashed for that one. They get the on the hunt from Reckless. Dragon was secured by UOL. Fnatic may trade it for tower.
Intervention is 2.5 seconds, not 2 seconds. Just double checked on that. 2.5 seconds for Power of Evil to make it count with that intervention in these fights.
Scales to 3 at rank 16.
Exactly.
So, tower going down for Fnatic, 3 towers to 2, they have the goal lead, pushing up for next. They're basically telling Unicorn, you have to fight us if you want to stop us. Your wave clear is the calling from Vardax, and then Power Weaver getting close enough to sit and auto-attack these minions. That is not reliable wave clear. So when you have Sivir, Lulu, it's enough range to slowly take down these towers.
And Vizicachi is stuck in the top lane. He's just too slow at pushing out these waves. Without the Sunfire cape, he can't get anything done there, really. He's just too far behind. Yes, he has the Cinder's finish, but he just needs to get in a flying position or an ultimate. Something needs to happen or Unicorns are going to lose another tower.
Well, we'll find out. Fnatic are saying we'll start it. There's the equalizer. Intervention is out and Power of Evil is swinging. Righteous Fury is out. He's got one, but now he's on the wrong side of the jungle. Chachi and Vardax trying to pull Fnatic's attention. 1 for 3. Vardax gets away with his life. Chachi's left standing. And it's going to be a successful team fight for Fnatic with no tower.
So Fnatic simply saying, we know the engage is coming, we can dive in as well. And when you knock up multiple members and a Rumble ulti, well, of course, Kale ulti for Power Weaver is going to be used on himself, so Horror goes down right next to him. And let's just see, how can the carries from Unicorns really deal damage here? Power Weaver has the ulti, so he can stay in range, but Vardax, right now, he gets to hit Yellow Star, and then he gets headbutted away, so he's basically out of the fight completely.
Just have to really give props to how Fnatic is layering their CC. Equalizer comes out. Yellow Star Q flashes in, keeps 2 people on top of it. Then W disengages Vardax out of the fight. They have 2 carries. They eliminate one, force the other one to flash over the wall. Trading evenly 1 for 1 on a kill in this type of competition just simply isn't worth it. Fnatic will be happy to take that. And that initial axe from Reignover, I believe, hit 3 people. He got a triple kill in that fight. He is well on his way to start carrying this game with that jungle Olaf pick.
PoE flashing over the wall after intervention timed out. Hard to see whether or not PoE can find better positioning. His Devour is currently at 20 stacks, not sated yet. Still farming up, still no Sunfire cape. Unicorns of Love are hemorrhaging gold, and they're even further behind as we crest to 20 minutes.
And we still need to see Unicorns try and really maximize the farm on this kill, because once again, Power Weaver and Vardax are stuck in the mid lane together, sharing farm. That's not very fun for the Lucian when the kill is just like slap, 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 minion wave is gone. So Vardax keeps falling further and further behind. He was denied a bit in the swap, and then also now here in the mid game. Power Weaver in this is in the 1-3-1 we mentioned earlier, but now he needs to worry about this Baron, because the ping walls have already been placed from Fnatic, and we hit 20 minutes.
And if you look at time spent in the side lanes compared to added benefit from it, I feel like Huni has spent less time in these side lanes farming up, but just at better times, and his CS is pretty much bang on even, barring 10 CS maybe right now for Chachi. But Chachi has been split pushing all this time, while Huni joined his team, set up for this dive, laid out the equalizer after the undertow connected. And again, this tower in the mid lane is looking to fall, and Chachi just can't do anything. He's peeling off that wave just too late. Has teleport available, stand united soon, he just keep pushing. But he's at risk of getting rotated upon.
Have to ask for Unicorns of Love why they don't want to run Hylissang on an engaged support. Because what they're lacking in all these fights here, or in the setup to the fight, is a good way of reaching Fnatic's backline. Every single time. They don't have any ways of getting Shen into the fight properly. It's like Hylissang running in on his own with Shen ulti, and it's too easy for Fnatic to react and pick the right targets.
So Fnatic, they're going to try look for Unicorns of Love. Here comes Chachi. He may not be in time. We did see Power Weaver getting the tower, but has he lost his entire team? 2 members are down. Horror's going to get saved by Stand United defensively.
Reignover
Fnatic
just throws his axes in the air like he just doesn't care. He just completely Rambo's in there because he knows he has the support from Fevern coming in with Wild Growth. Even if he dropped right there, wouldn't have mattered.
But
he got all the cooldowns down. But yes, on the bot lane we have Hail Mary split push coming out of Power of Evil, but somebody should be able to deal with that after the Baron.
Can he get the inhibitor? Got a lot of attack speed.
He should actually, if Chachi can stall.
Super minions in the bottom lane versus Baron empowered minions in every other lane. Unicorns of Love will be trading bottom inhibitor. Chachi's going to give up his life to make sure Power of Evil can get out alive. Horror's going to connect to the cocoon. Chilling smites down, I believe.
Not
going to matter. Chachi has managed to survive. Horror's going to delay them. If we cut to the bottom lane, it looked like Reckless was looking for more. Power of Evil tries to turn it around. Intervention is up, but he's not going to 1v2. Super minions for Baron.
Keep in mind, Power Weaver is not really running with a lot of burst here. It's all about the sustained damage he can do. Called it Runeglaive earlier in the start. That was obviously Devour, the name we were looking for. And he is split pushing. He is impossible to stop one-on-one. But that's why Fnatic are saying, we don't care. We're going to TP away from that lane and just take the team fight in the mid lane instead. Because that's the way we are going to win this game. So if they split up and try and defend 1-3-1, Unicorns still have a chance because of how strong Power Weaver will be. For as long as Fnatic looks just for the team fights.
23 stacks remaining on Power Weevil. Obviously, he'll need one Rift Scuttler and one Dragon. Hopefully, to complete that Devour. But even then, when he does, it might be just too little too late. If only inhibitors grant the Devour stacks.
If only. Power Weevil will be happy about that. But they do not, and unfortunately the Dragon's been secured by Fnatic, so despite giving up the first two, we'll find an opportunity to secure the next. That's safe to Devourer rather, not safe to get. Plus the Righteous Glory. Okay, wave clear, but it's simply not enough. Teleport forced from Chachi and Fnatic. And you don't want to start the tower dive yet. They're happy to focus the tower. I lied! They do want to start the tower dive. Equalizer's out. Reckless is on a rampage. We see Holo taking out Horo as Fnatic peel onto the inhibitor turret. They've got Baron and Powered Minions coming behind them. And it's 5v3.
Double combo from Yellowstar. Huni lays out the red carpet, ready for the walk to victory as they break open his first inhibitor in Unicorns of Love's base. And it's looking grim.
Super Minions down bottom. Fnatic say we don't care. They send their own ones to do battle with the Unicorns of Love and reposition for another siege.
And they will keep doing exactly the same. They can always engage. You have dive potential with Alistar, you have so much follow-up. Unicorns of Love needs to find a way to kill that. The damage dealers really, but they can't get to them with this competition.
No, they cannot. Chachi's taunt gets denied by the headbutt. Intervention used to save Hillisang. That's not a sentence I wanted to say. Power of Evil keeps swinging, trying to get the Righteous Fury to work, but it is not. The Reckoning, the Blessing, it is not enough. Another tower falls, another inhibitor falls. Unicorns in Love. 26 minutes, their base is in tatters.
Tatters? Fnatic though, they're so good at capitalizing on this Baron buff. This is the first tower that's going to go down tier 2. Watch Yellowstar here. Combo, 3-mat, Equalizer, Undertow coming too. Equalizer doesn't even fully connect, but it saves them the exit path. And that's all they need to do, because if Unicorns decide to fight, they're going to lose anyways. They take one tower, this second tower is going to go down, then they rotate to the mid lane. Take a third tower, 2 inhibitors. The amount of gold value and structure value that Fnatic get out of each individual Baron is just so high.
And just take a look at your scores. 0-0-10 for Febiven, 0-0-11, 10 out of 12 kills, 11 out of 12 kills. They are playing their roles perfectly. Rainova's even picking himself up. Harbinger, exceptional play from everyone at Fnatic.
Most importantly, 100% kill participation on the Sivir. That's what you do with a Sivir comp. You group up and you get to the finals.
Actually, if you look at the kill participation for everybody,
yes,
it's 85% plus.
This series here has been very clear. There's been such a big difference in terms of champ select. The champion pools that comes Fnatic could run compared to Unicorns of Love. They've been stuck running Lucian every single game. They've built compositions that would early snowball and often around that bot lane as well. But it's not the lane you want to snowball. You've never done that in the EULCS and now
Chachi taunted. I think that was a 4-man knocker from Yellowstar. Huni goes golden as Fnatic want another gold. They want to get to the finals. It's a triple kill for Reckless. It's a quadra kill for Reckless. The Power of Evils run away. There will not be another pentakill on the man that got the pentakill. Fnatic, they want the style points. Reckless is running. He's got the grit. He's got the pentakill. He's got the pentakill. Reckless and Fnatic go 21-0 in the summer split and will be heading to the summer finals in Stockholm. They will be facing Origin and they will be going to the World Championships.
And all that's really left to play for Fnatic is what seed are they going for? If they lose in the championship finals, they get the highest championship points. And for second seed, if they win,
undefeated season as well.
Undefeated seed, the glory. But they've always came out, we don't care.
Yeah, of course.
When do you start caring about your undefeated season? 3-0 here, very convincing fashion. And Unicorns still have to go home and hopefully readjust their strategy going into the match against H2K.
At least it seems like Unicorns were lacking tools when it came to picking compositions. it was too easy for Fnatic in terms of banning out Power of Evil, and then they're saying, well, we know as long as we get the Sivir pick, Vardax kept falling back on Lucian. The compositions here were basically the same despite losing the games from Unicorns. The only change really the mid lane pick, which then also changed every single game.
And what a disappointment, in my opinion, from Hylissang and the team, not giving him an engaged support. His roams were so impactful in the quarterfinals against Roccat. He was target banned in the spring finals. Hylissang, the performances we've come to expect, unfortunately not there because of the team comps and the way Fnatic played.
I think Braum is a fine roamer on its own, but you just can't pair him with a strong lane.